Deep within a forest temple, an angel is born. After smiting the unworthy, her anger is quelled by a mother and daughter. She then slinks away to a quiet place to change into her final form. Deep beneath the ocean, a god makes himself known. After some trepidation, the humans hiding in their fortress open up to the god and bask in his glory.
Hey, what's with the light show?
It's an intimidation display.
I don't think it's for us.
After delivering his message, the god ventures to the frozen wastes at the bottom of the world, where a devil awaits his wrath. After viewing the story of King of the Monsters, there is a somewhat obvious question to be asked. One that hasn't been asked yet, but here we are. Why would an angel and a god appear at this time? A simple yet unsatisfactory answer would be that they just did, and they needed to begin the story. However, I believe there is an actual answer to this question.
Hey guys,
I'm getting an EKG reading.
For I beheld Satan, and he fell from heaven like lightning!
In a time before history was written, a devil fell from the heavens. He found himself on fertile soil, ripe for the taking. But this veritable Eden was not unguarded. This was the kingdom of a god. The god and his angels defeated the devil and banished him to an icy cell at the bottom of the world. Though victory was assured, the god embodied the natural order, and to do so, one must know balance. So even as he felt elation, he also felt doubt that mayhaps the devil would not remain subjugated forever. So the god remained vigilant, as did his angels. One who embodied the cycle of death and rebirth bestowed upon her offspring the gift of remembrance, so they too would be ready when the time came. And ready they were when the devil stirred.
hey guys,
I'm getting an EKG reading.
This quiet alarm would appear to be announcing an arrival, similar to one that would follow soon after, albeit one much louder. The radar announces the grand entrance of a god. The more subtle reading declares the insidious awakening of a devil. One that was waking before the misguided humans took action. Both lead to yet another clash between God and devil. The god known as Godzilla and the angel known as Mothra were reacting to the devil known as Ghidra, once defeated, but now returning. Their actions at the temple and the fortress were not influenced by the works of man. If anything, it is the humans who are coincidental in their readiness to take advantage of them, or perhaps what they did was preordained, an inevitable consequence of past events. Or maybe they did far less than they, or we, thought they had. But that is another discussion. Let us instead refocus on the war of gods and devils, of Godzilla and Ghidra. The biblical titles given to these characters are not just surface deep. Beyond the story of King of the Monsters outright declaring the monstrous titans as the gods of prehistoric mankind, the story itself is heavily inspired by biblical events. The Book of Revelation was written by an author simply known as John. It is up for debate, and debate has been had for many centuries as to who exactly John was, what exactly his book referred to, or even when it was referring to past events or future prophecies. King of the Monsters does both, having the two wars described in the book separated by millennia, one in ancient times and one in the modern day. The devil, in the guise of the old serpent, or a multi-headed dragon wearing many crowns, is described chasing a woman carrying a child, then making war with Jesus and his host, only to be defeated and sent down to hell for thousands of years. The devil can obviously be compared to Ghidra, especially given the monikers applied to him in King of the Monsters.
Ghidorah, the one who's many.
A false king.
The woman the devil is chasing, I interpret as being Mothra, and the child in her arms, mankind. Amongst the otherwise indifferent titans, Mothra has a close connection with the human race, living in their temples, and even entrusting her offspring to them.
No effect.
So it makes sense that the motherly Mothra would try to protect vulnerable mankind from the arrival of the invading Ghidra.
Whose storm swallowed both men and gods alike.
Obviously, the war of the devil against Jesus and his host is played out by Ghidra against Godzilla and the Titans. Yes, Godzilla is Jesus, a godlike figure trying to bring peace to the world, is distrusted and persecuted by earthly governments to the point of being summarily executed by them, only to come back to life to fight in the end times. Yes, Godzilla is Jesus. Ghidra falls to the host of Titans and is imprisoned in Antarctic ice at the bottom of the world, or under the world, if you may. In Revelation, the devil would rise to once again wage war on heaven and earth, before being defeated one last time and burnt in heavenly fire. In King of the Monsters, well, but the War of Revelation is only the major comparison to be made with King of the Monsters. There are also singular details, such as Jesus having a wife draped in white, the writer witnessing 4 living creatures as a significant detail of events, heaven being silenced, followed by an offering of incense and the prayers of all mankind at the throne of God. The unworthy taking shelter in caves, whilst the true believers stand by their God and bear his mark. And multiple references to stars falling from heaven. Revelation even describes how a fallen star is given the key to opening the bottomless pit from which fire and smoke rises, blotting out the sun, the moon, and the stars. This could easily be interpreted as Emma Russell, a star in the Monster Hunting Corporation Monarch, falling from grace, and, having rebuilt her Orca device, has, as her ex-husband Mark puts it,
the keys to your entire magic kingdom of horrors back here.
Emma Russell, the fallen star, opens a visually bottomless pit and unleashes Ghidra onto the world, who darkens the skies with his storms. But why stop there? Revelation describes how a slaughtered lamb will break 7 seals and release great horrors onto the world, including the devil. The lamb in Revelations refers to Jesus, but a lamb is also oft used to represent innocence. In the Battle of San Francisco, Godzilla's fight results in the death of the young child Andrew, son of Emma Russell. Both Godzilla's actions and Andrew's death allow Emma to be influenced by Alan Jonah down a dark path, and to the breaking of the enclosures that were sealed fast around the Titans. She does this by waking the Titans using their own titanic voices. This all under the guise of allowing them to bring about balance by destroying that which they consider harmful to it. In Revelation, angelic trumpets are sounded to bring about plagues to cleanse the world of the unworthy. Later, when the false prophet begins to worship the devil, more plagues are unleashed without warning to assault mankind in the Great Tribulation. Just so, once Ghidra has risen, Alan Jonah declares his praise of the dragon's actions, and without warning, the world is attacked by the entire Titan horde, all at once. Now, I must say, all of this is up for interpretation. I would argue this secret story is deliberate on the part of the film, given the many references, connotations, and imageries relating to gods and other religious aspects. However, this could also be just accidental comparability. Indeed, none of these needs to be interpreted or understood to get some meaning out of King of the Monsters. It could be an allegory for climate change, the negative choices we as a society or individually make towards it, and the sacrifices, metaphorical ones, we will need to make to create positive change. Or perhaps it's the story of grief and belief, and how to, and how not to, deal with both. Or mayhaps it's none of those things. Godzilla, King of the Monsters, could just be an enjoyable piece of escapism, offering a marvelous fantasy for us to get lost in.